video, I just wanted to do some talking about some news related to Nintendo that, well, that's a little bit older. The Fire Emblem Direct I never talked about, so I do want to get some thoughts about that. And then also the Breath of the Wild Season Pass that was announced recently. I did want to give some thoughts about that as well, because if you guys have been following me, you know I am super hyped for Breath of the Wild. And some people, I've noticed it's a very divided response to the DLC Season Pass for it. So I just wanted to give some thoughts and insight on to how I feel about it. So first with the Fire Emblem Direct, they finally have confirmed that we are getting a new home console title that's going to be coming out in 2018. So new Fire Emblem game specifically for the Switch. Hyped for that. As well, we got Fire Emblem Warriors coming out later this year. I'm so excited. Not only is it coming to the Switch, but it's also coming to the 3DS. And let me just say, like, I know there was like some rumors going around before the Switch and the Direct, like, officially had announcements, and that they Koei Tecmo had some like new Warriors Nintendo related IP, and like literally my first thought was Fire Emblem. And now that we are getting this later this year, I mean, Hyrule Warriors, I was one of the people that, you know, it was Hyrule Warriors and like the Dynasty Warriors series in general. For some people it seems like a love it or hate it kind of thing. I absolutely love it. So with Fire Emblem Warriors, I mean, I feel it's going to be the same thing, that I'm going to absolutely adore it and love it and spend plenty of hours on it. There's still a lot of things I need to do in Hyrule Warriors to 100% it, but I mean, a lot of collectibles. I thought the DLC was done really well for Hyrule Warriors too, like the amount of extra content that you got for what you paid was well worth it. I mean, in general, I'm gonna say the same thing when it comes to Breath of the Wild too, but like when DLC is done right, where you get a decent and large amount of content for a price that it feels justifiable, then you know it doesn't feel as bad when you're, in a way, when you're paying for extra content, because obviously that was content that was developed well after the game was done, and with Hyrule Warriors it was still a complete game when you bought Hyrule Warriors by itself. And then Fire Emblem Heroes that released February 2nd for Android and iOS. I have been playing it on and off. I love it. I tend to have the attention span of like switching between things like every 5 minutes sometimes, which is one reason why I feel like it's not the easiest for me to sit down and complete a game like in a maybe 4 sitting sessions kind of thing. Like it took me a year to beat Tales of Vesperia, and I absolutely loved that game, but I'm just one of those people that it's hard for me to sit down and play a game. But recently with Tales of Berseria, the recent Tales game that came out within the past couple weeks, I'm actually already 10 hours into that, which is really good for me. So that's really, really, really fun. I've absolutely adored that. But back to Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Heroes, I've absolutely loved being able to just jump on it, play it when I can, and like when I can. And this battles are really quick. With the summoning, I've only done it once. I haven't bought any of the orbs to do summoning. Right now I'm just going through and just slowly collecting the orbs as I get them for logging in every day, and then we'll do like another big session of like trying to get like 5 characters in one orb redeeming session kind of thing. So I've been enjoying it. I absolutely love it. And I think a lot of people could absolutely love it and enjoy it too if they haven't yet, that you really don't have to spend money to... It's one of those games you really don't have to spend money unless you want to. I feel for me, just going through the game with the characters that I have, I'm going to still enjoy it. If I end up using orbs that I earn already to go through and get different characters, I've already done it. I think I got... I think Tiki was one of the characters I got. So in general, I mean, I highly recommend giving it a download. It's free. Like I said, it really feels like to me that you don't have to buy orbs if you don't want to, if you don't care to summon characters. Like that's probably a big selling point for some people. They're like, oh, I'll be able to get all these different characters. But like I said, if you're like me and you're not going to play it in one session, you're going to play it over a long period of time, you're gonna earn enough orbs over that way where you're not gonna really have to pay for DLC, for orbs to redeem to get more characters. But definitely something to give a look and try. And the Breath of the Wild DLC. So it is now less than 2 weeks until Breath of the Wild comes out, and guys, I am pumped. I'm going to try and finish my Breath of the Wild Link cosplay that I got started last year for YomaCon. I want to try and finish it within the next couple months just to have it out, and maybe for some cons coming up that I already have the shield basically finished, so I might as well continue that. So, regards to the DLC, recently they announced that a season pass is going to be available to purchase when the game releases on March 3rd. However, the DLC is not going to be coming out actually until, it's going to be coming out in 2 packs. The packs can't be bought separate. They can only be bought as the 1 season pass. Pack 1 is going to be coming out during the summer. It's going to have a new Cave of Trials challenge. It's going to have a hard mode and a new feature in the in-game map. So that sounds pretty cool and exciting. So if you think about that, that pack amounts to what, $10? I feel like that would definitely do it for me to have, you know, the new Cave Trials and then a hard mode if you feel like going through in hard mode. If, you know, I mean, if you want to consider hard mode going straight for Ganon right when you start the game up, I mean, you can consider that hard mode in itself kind of way. But yeah, I mean, definitely looking forward to that. And then Pack 2 is going to be coming out in the holiday of 2017 later this year. So that is, I feel, is going to have more substance of the season pass, where it's going to have a new dungeon, it's going to have a new original story, and then additional challenges. And they're probably banking on the fact that more people are going to buy the season pass in the holidays, you know, during the Christmas holiday buying season, with more content. People are going to be more inclined to purchase it as well. A lot more people will probably be buying a Switch during the holiday season, because holiday season is like essentially the time where I feel like I buy a lot of games anyway, and a lot of other people will. Those 2 packs together is the season pass, and that's going to be $20. I feel that is a fair price for the content that you are going to be getting. Breath of the Wild releases in 2 weeks. That game is essentially the most Nintendo has ever spent on developing a game. So it makes sense that they are going to make new and future content to keep the game selling, to keep it going along for people who purchase it later, and to extend the longevity of the game. Especially, like, you know, if this game is an investment for them, because of the fact that they spend so much money on it. So of course they're going to want a larger return. You know, it's a company. They do need to make money, and they want to make money just like any other company. So the fact of the matter is, when Breath of the Wild releases in 2 weeks, it is going to be a complete and finished game. A lot of people can buy Breath of the Wild either for Wii U or Switch and be satisfied with the content that is in the game. It is complete the way as it is that is being shipped. It's not like, oh, get the alternative ending for this price. Get the alternative that it seems like these, for how it's releasing, this content isn't available right when you purchase the season pass, alright? This content is being developed for after the game, to add to the experience of the complete Breath of the Wild game that we are getting in 2 weeks. So I could completely understand more the frustration. I still understand the frustration for people who feel like that adding this DLC feels like, oh, why couldn't they have put this in the game? It would make more sense to say that to me in a way if this content was available, like, you know, right when you buy the season pass, but it's not. It feels like this is content developed to be added to the game after as additional content. So that's the way I see it personally. And I completely understand people who are completionists who are like, well, remember the times when we could buy a game and then that was the game and you would play to unlock things? Like, again, I completely understand everyone's viewpoint. I am not bashing on anyone's viewpoint on saying that they don't want DLC or don't think they should do DLC. Completely understandable. I understand your viewpoint. However, for me, I am saying my viewpoint is the way I see this season pass is that it's additional content being added to the complete game. The price of the content that we seem to be getting justifies how much it is worth. And I am okay with buying this season pass to add to this complete game I'm getting in 2 weeks. So that was me rambling. I hope it made sense, because I feel like anytime I do a news thought related video, an opinions video, I feel like I ramble and go off track easily. Yet from the survey that I did at the beginning of the year, this is like the #1 video content people like to see from me. So I thought I'd make sure to try and get that back into the schedule again. And as well, I mean, I do have my thoughts and, you know, opinions on as well. If you have your thoughts and opinions as well, you can leave those in the comments below. There's a dog barking upstairs. Wishbone doesn't like to be quiet. Wishbone is never quiet. When he wants to go outside, he's like, bark, bark, let me out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye!